Good afternoon. Here is the world at noon. I am Timitokwe Olajuwola. Nigeria's anti-graft agency boss says Naira redesign will firm up the currency. Young man bags 20 years jail term for raping mentally ill woman. Myanmar junta promised the release of ex-UK ambassador, Australian and Japanese prisoners. Nigeria's Economic Financial Crimes Commission Chairman Abdulrasheed Bawah has predicted that Nigeria's currency redesign will firm up the Naira to exchange for 200 Naira for $1. The Naira has been in free fall, trading for about 900 Naira to $1 recently. The Naira presently trades between 680 Naira and 700 Naira to $1 in the black market. The anti-graft agency boss disclosed this in an interview with newsmen. Mr. Bawah added that the law says the redesigning of Naira notes should be done every 8 years. It will be recalled that in October, Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Godwin Emefiele, announced the decision to redesign, produce and circulate new 100 Naira, 200 Naira, 500 Naira and 1000 Naira banknotes, claiming over 80% of the currency were ordered. The redesigned Naira notes will be in circulation by December 15, while old notes will cease to be legal tender by next January. Still on events in Nigeria, all is set for Governor Adegboyega Oyetola to officially commission the iconic flyover at Olaiya intersection, Osogbo, Osun State capital. A statement by the Commissioner for Works and Transport in the state, Engineer Remi Omowaye, indicates that the commissioning will be performed by the Chairman of Southern Governors Forum and the Executive Governor of Ondo State, Arakunrin Rotimi Akeredolu. According to him, the road have achieved the purpose of permanently bringing to zero frequent road accidents, occasionally leading to death of citizens and vehicular traffic delays at the Olaiya corridor. The statement also reminds residents and citizens of the state of the closure of all the adjoining roads leading to the iconic flyover intersection from 12 midnight till 4 p.m. of today, when the commissioning would have been completed. It's therefore advised motorists to make use of the alternative routes that would be provided, as he solicited for their patience, cooperation and understanding. Uganda's Ministry of Trade has said at least 1,500 exhibitors from across East Africa will grace the first ever East African Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Trade Fair to be hosted in the country starting next month. The State Minister for Trade, Ms. Harriet Ntabazi, said the purpose is to provide a platform for the exhibition of activities, more especially from the manufacturing and trade industry of East African countries. Last year, the East African Trade Fair was hosted in Mwanza, Tanzania, and at least 1,000 exhibitors participated while following the COVID-19 guidelines, which included restricted cross-border movement. Ms. Mtabazi assured participants from within and outside the country to turn up for the fair, saying that Ebola spread is well managed, hence no cause for alarm. This comes at a time when President Museveni also encouraged tourists not to cancel their trips to Uganda. This is the world at noon, coming to you from Osun State Broadcasting Corporation, Voice of the West, Nigeria. Now, a mid-news message. Assist the government in all you do. In Kenya, a Murang'a court has sentenced a man to 20 years imprisonment for raping a 25-year-old woman. Reports has it that the woman is partially deaf, partially dumb and mentally handicapped. Court noted that Samuel Kamau took advantage of the woman's vulnerability. The woman's parents had gone for a funeral when the accused raped her in a nearby bush, where he was caught by the woman's brother. Prosecutor Caroline Muriel proved the case. The largest opposition faction in the Armenia parliament plans to initiate a special session of the National Assembly in the coming days around adopting documents regarding the process of Armenia-Azerbaijani negotiations. Gegam Manukian, a member of the Hayastan faction, told reporters that they expect that the pro-government majority will not seek to scuttle the special session by opting out of it and thus affecting the quorum if Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan was sincere in his statements during the question and answer session. In his remarks in Parliament, Pashinyan reaffirmed his government's support for so-called Russian proposals for a peace deal with Azerbaijan, implying that the issue of the status of Nagorno-Karabakh should be suspended indefinitely. He stressed that it was consonant with the demands of the opposition that had previously criticized the current Armenian authorities for ignoring the matter in their negotiations with Azerbaijan. Former British envoy Vicky Bowen, Australian economics and advisor Sean Turnell, and Japanese journalist Toru Kubota will be released to mark National Day. A senior officer told journalists that the junta said all three would be deported without specifying a date. Reporters who also saw several yellow buses enter the sprawling compound said around 200 people had gathered outside Insane Prison in Yangon in the hope their loved ones would be among those released. One woman who did not want to give a name for fear of reprisals said she was waiting for a husband who was halfway through a 3-year sentence for encouraging dissent against the military. She added that before he was a USDP military-backed political party supporter. After the coup, he joined in the protest. The junta officials said altogether 5,774 prisoners will be released, including some 600 women. And here again are the highlights of the world at noon. In Nigeria, the Economic Financial Crimes Commission Chairman Abdulrasheed Bawa has predicted that the country's currency redesign will firm up the naira to exchange for 200 naira for $1. In Kenya, a Muragas court has sentenced a man to 20 years imprisonment for raping a 25-year-old woman. Myanmar's military today said it will release almost 6,000 prisoners, including a former British ambassador, a Japanese journalist, and an Australian economics advisor, in a rare olive branch from the isolated junta. The Southeast Asian country has been in turmoil since the military's coup last year and a bloody crackdown on dissent, during which thousands have been jailed. That was the World at Noon, edited by Temitokwe Olajuwola. In the news talk, Adeboye Popola focuses on the joint operation security network put in place by Oyo and Lagos State on Lagos-Ibadan Highway due to increasing wave of insecurity on the road, saying the insecurity should not have beaten heart if security agencies had heeded the security warning earlier issued by the Are Ona Kakanfo of Yoruba land, Iba Gani Adams.
The recent inauguration of joint security operations by Lagos and Oyo State Police Commands as a surveillance strategy on Lagos-Ibadan Highway to curb heinous insecurity on the road is a milestone intelligent architecture. It will be recalled that Lagos-Ibadan Highway has become a serious security threat to travelers, many of whom have suffered severe attacks that resulted in permanent injuries in those that managed to escape. It is on record that several road users have been kidnapped, while many others have suffered gunshot wounds from criminal elements who operate on the traffic route. Indeed, the road was so unsafe for travelers at every given time of the day, which made the security on the highway highly perplexing. A number of terrible cases of brutal assault on the road where passengers of commercial vehicles who were led to the bush by kidnappers and others traveling in private vehicles who were attacked.